We would now like to look at the directory and review the files which we have acquired on the microwave transistor and on the chromium on copper sample. From these, we can determine which files we would like to load and begin data massage. To enter the directory, we press function key 13. We would like to list the files, that is using soft key number 2. We must first be certain that the correct subfile is highlighted. The subfile we are interested in is entitled instruction, and at this time is highlighted. We can now press soft key number 2 to list files. In the List Files menu, line number 1 asks us for the name of the files we wish to have listed. Right now it has a star. The star is used as a wildcard. If we leave only the star, it will list all of the files that are within the subfile instruction. What we could do is, if we wanted it to list only our microwave transistor files, we could type an MWT and then the star, and it would list only file names with the prefix MWT. That's how we can use the star as a wildcard. What we would like to do is evaluate all of the files and have all of them listed under the subfile instruction. Line number 2, we can select the output device. Since we do not have a printer, we can at this time use only the screen. And line number 3 allows us to choose the listing type. A fast listing of all of the files would give us no information about the data stored under that file. What we would like is the extended, so that we know whether that file name contains a map, a line scan, a profile, a multiplex, or a survey scan. Pressing function key number 3, we can then toggle to extended. We are now ready to execute. Pressing soft key number 1. We'll then list the files. Notice that we list the file name, the technique, the analysis, whether it is a map, survey, multiplex, line scan, or profile, the date, and the comments. They are also listed in order of acquisition. MWT 101 says it is a map. That was the first SEM image which we acquired at 5000X. MWT 102 is our first survey scan, that being on the 3 defined areas on the microwave transistor. The file we would like to load and display and demonstrate data massage for survey scans would be file MWT 102. We can now exit the directory menu by pressing soft key number 8 and continue exit, once again pressing soft key number 8. To load a file, we press function key number 15. We can now enter a file name by pressing function key number 1. Function key number 2, or function key number 3. Function key number 4 tells us that our last acquisition file was our profile, PRO 403, chromium on copper sample. It doesn't matter whether we load a file in file name 1, 2, or 3, so we can leave it in file 3 and we want to load the file name MWT102 and enter. We now also get a reading from the directory as to the comments for file MWT102. We would now like to enter the display menu for file MWT102. To do that, we press soft key number 1 for display menu. File MWT102 is our survey scan, where we surveyed 3 separate areas. Let's begin with area number 1. Line number 2 has already told us that we will display area number 1. To display that, we hit soft key number 1 for display. We can now enter our data massage routines by pressing soft key number 5. Notice at the bottom of the screen, my soft keys indicate that I have bank 1 displayed. Bank 1 began with diff 9, smooth 9, diff 5, smooth 5, and so forth. To get to the next data banks, we would utilize the next and previous keys, which are function keys 22 and 23. To go to the next data bank, function key 23. To get to the next data bank, again function key 23. And function key 22 will bring us to the previous data bank and previous data bank, being data bank number 1. We would like to just differentiate this survey scan, so we want to utilize the differentiation function, which is on bank number 4. We can use function key number 22 to go to the previous soft keys. We notice now that differentiate is soft key number 1. To find out again what differentiation number it will use, we can hold the shift key and press soft key number 1. It is set for a 9-point differentiation, which is what we would like to use. By pressing soft key number 1 again, we start the differentiation routine. We now have the differentiated survey scan for area number 1. We can exit the differentiation mode by pressing soft key number 8. What we would now like to do is, again, identify the peaks. To identify Auger peaks, we use the negative most excursion. We can use the cursor, which on this data bank is soft key number 3. The cursor can be set either at the minimum value by using soft key number 2, the maximum value by using soft key number 3, or we can enter an energy using function key number 1. I see that the negative most excursion, or the minimum value, is a very large peak. Let's use the minimum value, hitting soft key number 2. And we find that the energy is 73 electron volts. I would then like to identify the peak at the high energy. What I can do to quickly go out to that energy or near that energy is type in an energy value of 2050, 2050, and enter. That has quickly moved the cursor out to 2050, and I can now slew the cursor to the negative most excursion. And we find that the negative most excursion occurs at an energy of 2022. Using the handbook, we can identify all of the peaks present as gold peaks. This was just to demonstrate the use of the cursor mode. We can now exit the cursor mode by pressing soft key number 8. What we would now like to do is annotate the graph. To enter the graph annotate mode for this data bank, bank number 4, we press soft key number 8. We can now enter the text. What we would like to do is annotate the graph saying that this is area number 1 and referring it to a photo. The photo we would like to refer it to is the 5000X SEM photo which we took of the microwave transistor, which was photo 105. We can then enter the text area, AREA, area number 1, photo 105. Once we hit and enter, we get a crosshair on the graph. The text will be written in the center of the horizontal bar, starting at the intersection of the horizontal and vertical bar. We can move those bars using the arrows, for example, to an area like this. We also see that we have a choice of horizontal letters, which is soft key number 2, vertical letters, which would be soft key number 3, and we can also change the color. On the left side of the graph, we see a color bar. Each color bar is divided into 2 sections. The right section in all of the color bars is black, except for the color bar in which the graphics text will be written. At the top, we see on the left a white bar, and also on the right is a white bar. That is our color selection indicator. By pressing soft key number 4, I have now moved the white bar on the right to the bottom. By pressing soft key number 4 again, I can toggle the white bar selector to whichever color I would like to write on our graph. Since the copies that we make will be in black and white, it doesn't matter which color I use at this point. To be more easily read, let's leave it writing in the white mode. To activate the annotation, we then press soft key number 1 to annotate. And we see that we now have area number 1, photo 105, annotated on the graph. What I would also like to do is identify the peaks as gold. So I will enter the text AU, enter, and then move the bars near the gold peak and annotate soft key number 1. I will do that again to identify these gold peaks. Again. And one more time. The high energy gold peaks. We have now finished the graph annotation. We can exit graph annotate using soft key number 8. And we can get a hard copy of our survey scan by holding the control key and pressing the print key located in the lower right corner of the keyboard. This is our hard copy. All hard copies which we obtain in this section will be included in your video guide. Next, let's display and massage area number 2. To do that, we hold the Shift key and press function key 15. That will give us our display menu for the survey scan. Line number 2 allows us to choose the area. What we would like to do is press function key number 2, change the area to area 2, enter, and then press the display key, which is soft key number 1. We now want to enter the data massage bank by pressing soft key number 5. And we would like to differentiate soft key number 1. The differentiation is set up for a 9-point differentiation. So simply with one keystroke, pressing soft key number 1, we will initiate a 9-point differentiation. From the differentiated spectra, we see that we would like to smooth this. It is a little bit noisy. To determine the endpoint smooth, we hold the Shift key and press soft key number 2. That then allows us to choose the endpoint smooth. Right now we see we have an endpoint smooth of 9. I would like to use an endpoint smooth of 9. So we can now activate the smooth by pressing soft key number 1. We are now finished with smoothing, so we can exit the smooth routine by pressing soft key number 8. What we would now like to do is annotate this graph. We have already used the cursor to determine the peak energies after we acquired this data. We know that we have tantalum carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and higher energy tantalum peaks. So we can annotate by pressing soft key number 8. Entering a text, let's be a little bit more explicit on this area. We already have the comment microwave transistor, and it already tells us the area, but I would still like to put that on the graph. It would make it easier for me to very quickly, looking at the graph, determine the sample and the area where this analysis was acquired. So let's enter on the first line, microwave transistor. When I hit enter, I can then move the crosshairs and pressing soft key number 1, annotate. Next, area number 2, photo 105. By hitting annotate, I will be able to enter that line directly under my first line without having to move the crosshairs. And I would also like to put the label on this sample as received, meaning I have not sputtered the sample or altered the surface in any way. And soft key number 1, annotate. Now we can label the peaks. Again, by moving the crosshairs with the cursor and striking soft key number 1 for annotate. Now that we are finished with the graph annotate, we can exit pressing soft key number 8 and obtain a copy holding the control key and pressing print. Let's now display and massage area number 3. Once again, we will hold the shift key and press function key 15, which allows us to re-enter our survey display mode. First, let's clear the graph so it will be easier for us to see. To do that, we hold the control key and press clear. Now we hold the shift key and function key 15. We want area 3, so we press function key number 2, change the area to 3, enter, and we want to display using soft key number 1. Data massage, soft key number 5. Differentiate, soft key number 1. And again, graph annotate, soft key number 8. Once again, microwave transistor. Area number 3. Photo 105, excuse me, use a backspace and 5, and once again as received. And peak identification, this is our low energy silicon, oxygen, high energy silicon. Exit the graph annotate mode, soft key number 8, and again make a hard copy holding the control key and print. One more function I would like to demonstrate before we begin manipulation of the multiplex data, and that is the expand function. The expand key is soft key number 5. When we press the expand key, we see that we have a rectangle superimposed on top of our data. Looking at function key number 1 at the top, we see that we can control the lower portion of the rectangle and the left portion of the rectangle. Function key number 4 will allow us to control the upper portion and the right portion. What I would like to do is expand around the low energy silicon peak. To do that, I will leave function key number 1 so that we can move the lower and left portion of the rectangle, moving the lower up to the bottom of the peak, and the left portion we can move in just slightly. We now want to change the upper and the right, so I will press function key number 4. Move the upper portion using the up arrow, and the right portion using the left-right arrows. To define a window about the energy that I wish to expand. We now have defined a window around the low energy silicon peak. To expand, we then press soft key number 1. We now see the expanded low energy silicon peak. Let's exit the expand routine by pressing soft key number 8. And let's annotate this part of the graph. Soft key number 8 allows us to enter graph annotate. And once again, we have the microwave transistor. Area number 3. Photo 105. As received. And let's call this expanded low energy silicon peak. And one more, let's label the silicon peak by moving over to the negative excursion of the peak itself and label. Now we can exit the graph annotate mode and obtain a copy by holding the control key down as we press the print key. Let's go back to the expand key by pressing soft key number 5 and look a little bit closer at some of the functions. If we notice the soft keys on the bottom, we see that we can return to the original graph by pressing soft key number 3 will allow us to go to full scale. And soft key number 4 will allow full scale zero baseline. By pressing soft key number 3, we will return to our full scale parameters. To demonstrate what happens when we push soft key number 3 and return to full scale, I would like to show the energies. We see interference from the graphics labeling. What I can do is I can toggle the graphics labeling, which is behind our expand menu. I can toggle that off. To do that, we first need to exit the expand menu by pressing soft key number 8. Now to toggle the graphics display, we utilize function key number 14. And we need to be holding the shift key down. So with the shift key held, pressing function key 14, we can toggle the graphics labeling off. By holding the shift key and striking function key 14 again, we can toggle the label back on. Again, for ease of reading the expand menu, I would like to toggle the graphics label off. So I will hold the shift key, press function key 14, toggling the graphics labeling off. Now we can re-enter the expand menu with soft key number 5. And now we can more easily read the expand menu. We can see that from our low energy silicon display, the window which we have expanded around has a low energy of 47.2, and the upper energy of this window is at 115.6 electron volts. When I press soft key number 3 and ask for full scale, we now see that we return to an energy of 30 electron volts, lower energy, and a high energy of 2050, which is our original survey scan. That being a low energy when we acquired the data, starting at 30 electron volts and going to a high energy of 2050. Looking at the full screen, we are now ready to expand. Again, we got the low energy and high energy of our original survey scan by pressing this soft key number 3, asking for full scale. That filled in those values. Now to actually execute the expand, we press soft key number 1. And that returns us to our original survey scan. Let's exit from the expand menu, pressing soft key number 8. And let's toggle our graphics back on by holding the shift key and pressing function key number 14. We now have our original survey scan with the graphics labeling.